Hello, I'm Laura, and I'm an adult services librarian at the Batavia Public Library. This is part 3 of Track Your Reading, 3 Ways to a Happier Book Life. This part of the Track Your Reading series focuses on apps and websites. Most of them are flexible. You can use them to track whatever you like. You can use them to keep a simple author title list of what you've read or want to read, or to journal about what you've read to your heart's content. I'll mostly be talking about the juggernaut, Goodreads. I'll show you how to get started with Goodreads, how to use personalized shelves to your advantage, and how to get the most out of your reading lists and reviews. Finally, I'll briefly cover some of the strengths and weaknesses of 3 other sites: Booksloth, Librarything, and the Story Graph. Goodreads is the world's largest site for readers and book recommendations. Goodreads allows you to track what you've read, list what you want to read, and write reviews. It offers stats about your reading habits, automatic recommendations, and the option to export your library as a spreadsheet. Register for a free account with your email or with your Google, Twitter, or Facebook accounts. It's available as a desktop site at goodreads.com or as an app for iOS, Android, and Kindle. Many of the features I'll highlight here are available on the desktop version, but not on the app. I think the app is handy for updating your lists on the go, and if you like, you can go back and add more details later on the desktop version. Once you register, there are 4 steps to get started on Goodreads. Find friends compares your contacts on Facebook, Gmail, and Twitter with the list of Goodreads members and shows you who is already on the site. You can choose to connect with these friends and get book recommendations from them, or you can just skip this step. You can also skip the next step, set a goal, which allows you to set a goal for the number of books you want to read for the year. The third step, rating books, is the most important, so we'll look at that one in detail. And the final step is to get recommendations so that you can add more books to your shelves. Rating books is one of the required steps for setting up an account. First, select your favorite genres. Goodreads suggests both fiction and nonfiction genres like biography, historical fiction, fantasy, mystery, or you can enter your own, such as cooking or hobbies. Next, you rate the books Goodreads suggests in the genres you selected. Ratings are from 1 to 5 stars, with 1 being the lowest. You can also enter specific titles and rate those. You need to rate a minimum of 20 titles, but the more you rate, the better your future recommendations will be. Be sure to rate books that you don't like as well as those that you do for the best recommendations. And be sure you represent all the genres you selected. Goodreads will then suggest titles in the genres you selected. And you can mark the ones that you want to read by clicking the green Want to Read buttons. And then when you're done, you can move on by clicking the See What's Next button, which will take you to the home screen. On the left-hand side of the home screen, you can add the books you're currently reading and continue to add to your Want to Read list. And then at the bottom left is a listing of your bookshelves, which is how Goodreads organizes your books. These are the 3 shelves that every Goodreads reader starts with: read, currently reading, and want to read. You can add as many other shelves as you want. Use genres, subjects, setting, whatever works for you. These personalized shelves are a key way to organize your reading list, so that's what I'll talk about next. Goodreads categorizes shelves 2 ways: exclusive and additional, sometimes called tags. Each book you add can only be on one exclusive shelf. A book may start on your want to read shelf and then you read it, so it goes to your currently reading shelf. And then when you finish reading it, the book moves to your read shelf. You can add more exclusive shelves. I'll show you how to do that. And each book can be on as many additional shelves as you want. You can create as many additional shelves as you want using any term you like. That's your choice. In the app version, additional shelves show up as tags. Clicking on the My Books button will take you to a display of your bookshelves, with the books on the selected shelf displayed on the right-hand side of the screen and a listing of all your shelves on the left. Exclusive shelves are at the top of the list, followed by your additional shelves. Setting up personalized shelves is an excellent way to organize your shelves and to have better access to your want to read list. I recommend that you add at least a did not finish exclusive shelf so that you can track books you've started but didn't finish reading. I also have a paused shelf for books I've stopped reading, but I think I might come back to later. And then when it comes to your additional shelves, you should just have fun. I find assigning genres to be most useful, but you could use mood or tone, happy books, or books that make you think. Use whatever works for you. I have a gifts shelf for books I want to buy for others. You can also think about setting up temporary shelves if you need to reach reading goals, such as to read more books in translation, or to read more nonfiction or more books by BIPOC authors. And then when you reach that goal, you can change the tag or get rid of the shelf if you want. Adding new shelves is really easy. Here's how. Go to My Books and click the Add Shelf button at the bottom of your bookshelf list. Then type in the name of the new shelf and click Add. That's all there is to it. To get more control over your shelves, click the Edit button at the top of the list. This new screen allows you to mark each shelf with special features, and it's where you set up additional exclusive shelves. See the exclusive column? Just check the box in that exclusive column and then click the I'm Done button at the bottom to make a shelf exclusive. Other options you can enable are shelf sorting, which is especially useful for your want to read shelf. Or you could check the recommendations column to choose which shelves you want Goodreads to make reading suggestions from. Once you have your personalized shelves set up, you can use them to manage your reading choices. In the mood to read a specific type of book, your personalized shelf tags can help when you select multiple shelves. First, select your want to read shelf, then scroll to the bottom of your list and hit Select Multiple. Next, select another shelf by clicking the plus sign next to that shelf. It will refresh with a new list that includes books that are on both your want to read shelf and on the additional shelf. This is my fantasy want to read books. So we've looked at Goodreads shelves. Now let's take a closer look at the books that you put on those shelves. We'll look at adding books to your shelves using search, or when in the app, using your phone's camera to scan the cover or the barcode. We'll look at just a few ways Goodreads makes reading recommendations, and we'll take a quick look at writing reviews of the books you've read and how to take advantage of some of the review features. This is how you find a book on Goodreads. It's pretty intuitive. You use the search function to look for books by title, author, or ISBN. With the app version, you can choose to scan books. You take a picture of the book's barcode or cover, and then up pops your book record, and you click the green Want to Read button to add it to your reading list. anytime you click that green Want to Read button to add it to your Want to Read list, you can also add tags or additional shelves, anything that's in your list there. Goodreads gives you recommendations in several ways. One of the ways it does it is based on your bookshelves. So you go to the Browse button and you click Recommendations, and up pops a whole list of books based on the shelves you already have in existence. Your to read shelf recommendations are at the top, followed by your recommendations based on your additional shelves. So this is my to read shelf recommendations and my mystery shelf recommendations. You can also get recommendations based on a specific title. If there's a book you really enjoyed, you just go to that book's page and you'll see a list of read-alikes. You can get more reading ideas when you check out the Browse menu. You can see what's currently popular in all your genres just by clicking the chosen genre off the Browse menu. Or you can go to Browse and News and Interviews for curated lists and articles from Goodreads staff and authors. And I really like these because they don't rely solely on the algorithm, which is a little imperfect for recommendations. They come from people who've really read the books. Or you can also, in News and Interviews, click New Releases and see new releases of books in your genres or by your authors. Goodreads lets you make notes and track your progress while you're reading a book. You can do this in both the desktop and in the app versions. It's very easy. You go to your currently reading shelf, select the book you want to report on, and choose Update Progress. In the box that pops up, you just record what page you're on and make notes. I like to write down passages that impress me from a book. In recording the page number will show you your percent progress in the book. And you can see these reading notes in the review of the book. You go to the book page, scroll down to My Activity, and click on Status. And there are my notes from reading the things they carried. When you finish reading a book, you go to that same Update Progress button and choose I'm finished. And this puts the book on your read bookshelf and allows you to assign stars. You can score a book from 0 to 5 stars. And then in the review box, you can write any kind of review you want to write. I like to indicate partial stars. And although I don't always write a full review, I often just insert 3 or more words that describe the feeling of the book. I usually stay away from describing the plot since Goodreads already does that. And if your review includes spoilers, you can opt to hide the whole review by checking the box just below the review, or you can add the HTML codes that are indicated in the formatting tips. You can also change the dates read, which is handy if you forgot to record a book and then you want to go back and put the right date in. Goodreads lets you record rereads, so you can have more than one date that you read a book. One of my favorite tips is to use the review fields to add who recommended a book. If you're friends with a person on Goodreads, then typing your name in the who recommended it to me field will bring up their name, will link you to their profile, but you can type anything in this field. It doesn't have to be a person's name. You could note a review you read, or you could make notes about why you want to read it. To add a recommender to your review from any book on any of your shelves, click on Write a Review and then scroll to the bottom of the window that opens and enter your note in the Who Recommended It to Me area and click Post. One last Goodreads tip before I move on to briefly cover some of the other options out there. If you've added information about a book in the review field, like the source of recommendation, you'll want that to display in your My Books pages. So to get that to display, go to My Books and select Settings, and then check any of the fields that you want to show up. Notes, recommender, comments, date started, and then click Save Current Settings to save all the changes to both the read and the all shelves. This option isn't available in the app. It's only available on the desktop version. Next up, a quick overview of 3 other reading apps and websites. Booksloth at booksloth.com is a free app for Android and iOS with no paywall for advanced features. As with Goodreads, the mobile app and the web app are different versions with different features. The mobile app offers more, including the ability to import Goodreads books. After registering, users record genres and preferred reading elements like story, world building, writing style, characters, romance. Booksloth emphasizes the social aspects, connecting with fellow bookworms. The app suggests readers to follow based on books you have in common and suggests book discussions to join. Reviews are similar to Goodreads, but you can mark titles with half stars. If you'd prefer to focus on the cataloging aspect, turn to Librarything at librarything.com. It's a free app for iOS or Android that's part social media platform and part library-style catalog. The app sources books from nearly 5,000 libraries worldwide, plus Amazon. You can add or catalog an unlimited number of books just by taking a picture of the barcode, searching the title, or entering the ISBN. In addition to books, you can catalog movies, music, and other media. And it can also let you know if local libraries or bookstores have the book, and it has a feature that tracks titles you've lent out to friends. It's free with no membership fees, download limits, or ads. And then there's the Storygraph at thestorygraph.com, which is a website that's the closest analog to Goodreads. The website is clean and modern looking and easy to read. The homepage displays book recommendations, and your book lists are in sortable, filterable piles that include your to-read pile and your currently reading pile. One interesting aspect is that you can search or sort for things by mood, like adventurous, hopeful, sad, by pace, fast, medium, slow, and by number of pages. When you review, you can mark quarter and half stars, and Storygraph allows you to queue up your next 5 reads. There is no actual app for download. Instead, the Storygraph provides instructions for placing a link to their mobile-friendly website on your home screen. You can import your Goodreads library, and it converts your Goodreads tags to Storygraph tags. One major difference is that, unlike Goodreads, the Storygraph offers no community to speak of other than the ability to search for readers with similar preferences. There's an optional pay version that's $4.99 a month or $49.99 per year, which is ad-free and provides priority support and some other advanced features. This over of Goodreads and other reading apps websites wraps up part 3 of Track Your Reading, 3 Ways to a Happier Book Life. For more on tracking your reading, check out part 1 by Astrid, which covers the benefits of tracking and ways to do it on paper, and part 3 by Christine, or part 2 by Christine, which focuses on using the library's catalog, Beanstack, and book tracking spreadsheets. Thanks for watching.